looks hard, that was probably easy.
You know, and I had this firm belief, which I still believe, that people are basically good.
Don't take no for an answer when people out there are giving you advice and saying, no, this will never work.
If you're passionate about something and you work hard, then I think you'll be successful.
Code does change the world, and you know, it can change people's lives.
If somebody does something nice for you, wouldn't it be nice in this world if we could actually start recognizing that?
I think we've lost a lot of that in America. It's something that here in Europe, we're a lot more familiar with.
There are no entrepreneurs out there that are more hardworking and innovative than the small business.
I didn't sit down and say, hey, I'm going to be innovative today.
And if I say that you should treat people with the benefit of the doubt, it's because I believe in that as a way of life.
He's a French-born American entrepreneur and philanthropist. He's the founder of eBay, where he also served as chairman from 1998 to 2015. He has an estimated net worth of $7.2 billion. He's pure Omidyar, and here's my take on his top 10 rules for success.
When you look at the accomplishments of accomplished people, and you say, boy, that must have been really hard. You know, when you look at something that looks hard, that was probably easy. And conversely, when you look at something that looks easy, that was probably hard. And so you're never going to know which is which until you actually go and do it. So just go and do it, try, learn from it. You'll fail at some things. That's a learning experience that you need so that you can take that on to the next experience. And don't let people who you may respect and who you believe know what they're talking about, don't let them tell you it can't be done. Because often they will tell you it can't be done. And it's just because they don't have the courage to try it.
I started this just with the idea of, let's bring the power of interactive technology, you know, the web, to ordinary people. And, you know, and I had this firm belief, which I still believe, that people are basically good. And as I said, if you treat them well, and if you treat them with you know, benefit of the doubt, you're not going to be disappointed. And in the modern world, despite, you know, we're bombarded with negative images all the time about how bad the world is, how dangerous the world is, and it is true, there are some dangerous things going on, and there are some bad actors out there, but the vast majority of people out there are just good, decent, honest people.
There's something about an entrepreneur that is somewhat sort of anti-establishment, somewhat disrespectful of the previous generation. And although that can grate people the wrong way a little bit, that's a really important element, actually. You need to be passionate about what you want to work on, and don't take no for an answer when people out there are giving you advice and saying, no, this will never work. I mean, you know, you look at eBay, the idea that in 1995, that you could create something over the internet, which is this brand new thing that nobody, you know, was really using at the time except for scientists and academics. And it would be a place where strangers could actually do business with one another, could actually like exchange merchandise for money without ever meeting, you know. And the notion that people could actually buy and sell cars over the internet. I mean, that's crazy, right? Yeah, it's totally crazy. So, in fact, lots and lots of people told me that was crazy. And I didn't, you know, I have to say, I didn't have this vision, oh, it's going to take over the world, it's going to be this fantastic thing overnight. I didn't have that kind of delusion either. But I did say, you know what, there's something worth trying here. It's not crazy.
I say that, you know, you should pursue your passion. If you're passionate about something and you work hard, then I think you'll be successful. If you start a business because you think you're going to make a lot of money at it, then you probably won't be successful, because that's the wrong reason to start a business. You have to really believe in what you're doing, be passionate enough about it so that you will put in the hours and the hard work that it takes to actually succeed there, and then you'll be successful.
I know, I've heard the story that the first line of code that you wrote was in an apartment in Campbell.
That's right.
Not too far from here.
Just down the street, that's right.
I mean, did you have any idea, you know, you wrote this, you put it out on the internet.
Yeah.
You didn't sort of do it thinking, hey, I'm going to build an $83 billion business.
No, of course, not at all, not at all. Really, I mean, it was just this, as I said, as a software engineer, I wanted to write some tools that I thought could be useful to ordinary people, regular people. I had a day job, started as a nights and weekends project. And it's amazing, of course now, we all understand code does change the world, and it can change people's lives. But I think what makes eBay unique, despite the fact that there are many, there are more marketplace businesses out there, we have always been about people. It's always been about bringing tools to ordinary people and giving them the tools and the opportunities that they need, that they can use to then be successful and define success in their own way. Those early weeks and months were crazy. So I remember one of the very first items listed. This was in 1995, in September of 1995. One of the very first items listed was a 1952 Silver Dawn Rolls Royce. Okay, and the seller, and I wish we could find the seller. The seller was amazing because he or she had done this beautiful listing. And so, you could put HTML in there. The seller had created a server somewhere to actually host photos. Back in those days, you had to actually run your own server to host photos. And actually had this beautiful listing on there. I looked at that and I said, this is incredible. There is no way anyone will ever buy a car on the internet. Like, that's just ridiculous. That'll never happen. And of course now, there's a car sold every 4 minutes on a mobile device. I mean, it's incredible. It's totally incredible. So who could have imagined that?
It was actually in February of '96, I came up with the idea of creating the feedback forum. And basically what that was to encourage people to give each other feedback based on how did their transaction go. And since I was getting all of these complaints, I assumed that it would be mostly negative, that it was a forum for people to give each other negative feedback. And so I wrote this little letter to the community in February of '96, announcing the feedback forum, and I basically in it I said, hey, listen, people are basically good. We all try to do a good job. We all try to do our best, but sometimes things don't work out. It'd be great, let's give each other the benefit of the doubt. But if you're having real problems with somebody, now there's a feedback forum. Basically, you don't have to complain to me, but there's a feedback forum. If your complaint is worthy of complaint, then you should do it publicly, and complain in the public forum. But while you're at it, also think about giving praise where praise is due. If somebody does something nice for you, wouldn't it be nice in this world if we could actually start recognizing that? And let's give each other praise where praise is due. And we found that when you give somebody the opportunity to give praise, to give positive feedback when it's well-deserved, people love to do that. It's very gratifying yourself to be able to give praise to somebody else. And so anyway, so the feedback forum was just a remarkable, incredibly gratifying testament to human nature and the fundamental goodness of human nature. But then also from a business perspective, it was really the thing that allowed eBay to succeed, because it gave people a chance, a way to know that they could actually trust a complete stranger.
What I realized through the eBay experience was that people are hungry for personal communication and personal relationships that they can build around a shared area of interest. And I received hundreds of letters, thousands of letters from eBay users that say, eBay's restored my faith in humanity. I've met my best friends on eBay. There have been people that have been married that have met on eBay. I mean, it's a little bit strange. It's definitely not the the majority of the users, but there's something special going on there. And I think what it is when you give people a forum in which to communicate and communicate around a shared area of interest, no matter what socioeconomic classes they come from, what neighborhoods they come from, or geographies, they realize that they're human beings, and they realize that they can be a community together. So what we want to do with our philanthropy is to just help people rediscover that, especially in America. I think we've lost a lot of that in America. It's something that here in Europe, we're a lot more familiar with, we're a lot more comfortable with the notion of an individual being a part of a community and having a responsibility to be a part of that community. In America, through a variety of reasons that I won't go into here, I have some thoughts on it. People have become isolated, and people are afraid to talk to their neighbors sometimes. But at the core, people do want to be part of a community, and all we have to do now is figure out how to kind of rekindle that a little bit, and that's our mission. We've got You know, I'm young, I'm 33 years old. My wife and I are 33 years old. We've got at least 50 good years ahead of us to work on this, and it's going to be a lifetime pursuit.
There are no entrepreneurs out there that are more hardworking and innovative than the small business owner. I mean, like, give me a break. So everybody is, okay, Silicon Valley, look at these wonderful entrepreneurs. And of course, you know, we all work really hard in Silicon Valley here as well. But it is really hard to run a small business. And even though, you know, eBay's growth was very fast, in those early days, I learned some of the difficulties myself as an individual, just having to deal with all that. That, for me, is true entrepreneurship. Now, what people here in Silicon Valley also do is we have this incredible sense of vision of what's possible in the world. And I think to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to have also a little bit of self-delusion in your own ability to make that happen.
I didn't sit down and say, hey, I'm going to be innovative today. It was really trying to experiment with new tools. I mean, I'm a software engineer, so basically the latest, coolest, shiny toy at the time was the web, was interactivity, and the way I expressed my creativity was through writing code. Fast forward to Labor Day weekend of 1995, I sat down at my computer and started writing a script, a Perl script, to create a very basic auction mechanism. And the code was really simple. It allowed you to list an item for sale. You could have a title and a description and the starting price. And you could also see a list of all the items that were listed. Obviously, that was important. And then you could bid on an item.
If you think about a retail environment where people are buying things in a retail environment, the retailer has a whole bunch of control. They choose the products, they design the store or the catalog, they train the salespeople, they control the experience. And if there's a problem with a salesperson, they retrain and so on and so forth. At eBay, our customer's experience is based on how one customer interacts with another customer, okay? And you can't control customer behavior. So the only thing you can do is have a certain set of values that you encourage people to adopt. And the only way your customers are going to adopt those values is if they see that you're living those values as well. So when I say that I believe people are basically good, it's because I believe people are basically good. I mean, it's not something that I came up with for eBay. And if I say that you should treat people with the benefit of the doubt, it's because I believe in that as a way of life. And we have to do it internally at eBay, at the company as well, because if we don't, then eventually that seeps through and customers will see that, and that will harm our business because, you know, we can't control customer behavior. So our business is based on that.
Famous Friday. I believe that whatever goal you have, whatever obstacles in front of you, somebody has already accomplished it, and the fastest way to reach your goal is to model success. Find someone who's already gone out and done that and apply their strategies to your business. So today's lesson is from Omidyar, who is the founder of eBay, and the lesson is explore. So when Omidyar started eBay, he was a computer programmer. He had a safe, stable job. He was a website designer on the side, freelancing, way to make some extra money. And his girlfriend was an avid collector of Pez dispensers. She was a collector, and she was frustrated because she didn't have anybody to connect with who was also into Pez dispensers. She didn't have anybody to sell to, buy from, trade with. She wanted to be part of a community of other people, and she didn't know anybody who collected Pez dispensers. So we said, hey, why don't I build you a website? We'll build a website so that people can connect over Pez dispensers, buy, sell, trade, meet each other, and have a good time. So we launched eBay, which is short for Electronic Bay. And to his surprise, people started signing up, people started buying, selling, trading Pez dispensers, and then other collectors started joining as well. People who wanted to buy, sell, trade Barbie dolls and train sets and baseball cards started joining. And he said, hey, there's some value here, right? I'm providing a valuable service to people. Maybe I can make some money off of it. And he started charging small fees. And he would make 25 cents, 50 cents, $1, $2 off of these transactions, and people would mail him checks thanking him for the service and paying him the fee. And eventually got to the point where he could quit his job, where he could hire people part-time and then full-time, and eventually becoming eBay, the multi-billion-dollar company, and making Pierre a billionaire himself. But the point of the story is that you need to give yourself the chance to explore if you don't know what business to start. Right? Pierre Omidyar didn't start eBay and become a billionaire by saying, this is the business I'm going to start. I know with certainty it's going to work. This is the big problem I'm solving. Here we go, bam. Right? He had no idea. He fell into it because he allowed himself the chance to explore. So if you don't know what business to start, if you don't know what company to get out there and create, you know you want to be an entrepreneur, but you don't know where to start with it, don't stress out. Don't worry about having the perfect plan right at the start. Explore. Explore your interests. Explore solving major problems in your life. Explore helping other people out. Friends, family. Do what Pierre Omidyar did, was he built a website for somebody, right? How can you use your talents to help other people? And then is there a way that can scale up, right? As you're helping people, as you're applying your talents, as they're getting value, can you apply that to a bigger audience and provide even more value? That's the beginnings of a business. If you worry so much about getting the perfect plan right from the start, you're probably never going to start because you never get that perfect plan. So if you don't know what you want to do next, give yourself the creativity and the time to be able to explore. And you might land on your next billion-dollar idea as well. Believe.